Aurora, where we are looking at a team who is top of their group somehow, despite the throwing that happened earlier this morning. Aurora is still topping out the group versus Team Liquid, who is middling group. Score of 3-3. Having a stand-in seems to maybe have affected Liquid, whether it's positively or negatively, I'm not so sure. But 3-3 doesn't actually sound like a bad Liquid score for DreamLeague.
They're definitely doing better. Mickey is completely washed, so when you remove him from this roster, things can only go one direction. That is up.
Right. Okay. So already starting off with the washed allegations early in the broadcast.
And I'll also start out with the bold predictions, Austin. This mid tinker is going to go 9-8.
That is a terrible tinker score.
Maybe.
You think Kiyotaka's going to...
You know, I was thinking, I feel like he's going to go ham because I believe in the mid tinker.
9-8 is not ham on tinker. Like, tinker is one of those heroes you need to be, like, near deathless on.
Okay, I'll revise it then for you.
Okay, thank you.
9-7.
It's a Kiyotaka tinker.
That's why the death count's high.
Okay.
I think he's going to own, but I think he's going to have a couple of deaths here or there. He's going to get caught by the coil or the Nyx. You know, there's a couple of mechanisms Liquid have to deal with the tinker here, but I believe in mid-tinker. Against all the odds, against everybody else, I believe in it this patch.
I don't think there's anybody else hating on it. In fact, I'm pretty sure the panel quite liked it.
Okay, well,
against all the odds.
That's nice, but against common belief, that's how I'll put it.
Okay. So you think it's commonly believed by professional players that mid-tinker is not the way?
That's all I hear. That's all I hear in those inner circles, Austin. It's
right, the inner circles, of course.
It's trash. No one believes in it. You're not going to see Quinn playing it.
Is No-Tail back in that inner circle now that he's coaching again?
No.
No. Oh.
Because apparently,
he's not good enough.
Apparently he would destroy me in a marathon, as I learned from that content earlier.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a very hurtful segment, by the way. I did not enjoy that. But that is beside the point. This is a crazy draft by Aurora. Can we just note that?
Wait,
down?
you said that last time.
No, this is look at these 5 heroes. This is wild.
Okay.
2 single target supports with almost no lane shove. Your best lane shove is the shard on Bane.
Yeah. But
then you have a Magnus lineup with no empower target.
Well, okay, that's false allegations there. They've got Doom.
Useful empower
Doom
target.
used to have a cleave talent. He obviously must be a hero that cleave is good with.
Mag with no right-click carry, a mid-spellcaster, 3 greedy cores, none of which take objectives. What is going on here?
It really does seem to be a weird grab bag of heroes that don't really have a whole lot of natural synergy.
You don't have a stun other than RP, I guess, in sleep.
But and yet somehow they'll find the kill, they'll find the first blood.
You have a Bane sleep setup for
Infernal Blade. Yeah.
Yeah, for what? I guess smokescreen. It can be nasty for the puck this game. I mean, the puck's game does look kind of hard. My point is this lineup is wild. This is one of the crazier drafts I think we've seen. And we have seen Aurora play with all these heroes before, but to jam them all together and just hope you can outskill your opponent, it's a bold move. And it sends a message to Liquid.
What is that message?
That you're not good enough.
That you're trash?
We can play anything against you and beat you.
Okay, well. That's a statement.
Look at the
another nightmare. Back into the arms. Spike carapace up, double stun. Okay, Boxy protects himself pretty nicely. Saberlight just runs in.
Yeah, you're not winning that trade.
I mean,
this is a tough lane for Darkseer, honestly. Bane, Doom. Doom's an old school counter with the Devour, and then you, even though he doesn't have it, and then you have this Bane who lanes pretty well for you because he's going to block the creep cut, and he has extra sustain.
Vacuum, and it's not going to be enough.
Yeah. It's so much extra sustain between these heroes. It's just so hard to win the trades, even with the level 3 Ion Shell. Not enough.
Yeah, just a straight misread of the situation.
It's a big win here. You still have a lot of wand charges on this lane as well. These lanes are decent for Aurora in their early portion.
I mean, this top lane should go well for Liquid, right? It's a Jakiro against double melee heroes.
Yeah, it's a free farm Terrorblade lane. But honestly, they're getting a decent amount out of it. Free, semi-free pulls, and Insania will take this one over. But even then, Toronto can go over here and farm it. Mira's going to get beat up a little bit. He has been really sacrificial in this roster, I must say.
Think it harkens back to his confidence issues?
No, I just think he looks at their drafts and goes, my God.
How are we supposed to win this?
Not hit a single creep.
Gee, why did you draft me this? How am I supposed to hit any creeps?
He's going to TP bottom and look for the sleep setup into the blink.
Three-man stun, the Ion Shell. They're actually going to try and fight this, but I mean, they did some damage, but Boxy just kind of got himself killed. I can't imagine the damage done was worth killing yourself there.
No, it was not.
What is going on with Boxy, man?
Well, he's 0-3. But this is giving a lot of solo XP to the Darkseer.
Intentional feeding? Is that what you're saying? So
I wouldn't rule it out.
I mean, if that did, he should just be stacking camps for the Darkseer.
Nah, that's a
Instead
poor man's
of stacking
game.
deaths over here.
I mean, there's some famous saying, like, if you're 100% of your team's deaths, you know the saying, finish it off.
You motion me to
yeah,
beat
you know the rest.
I don't know the rest.
You don't know the rest. Okay, well, that's unfortunate for you.
You're a trash player?
Okay, well, I'm not going to say that.
I mean, that's what you said about the First Blood.
But you know who's owning this game right now? The Tinker, mid 33-8 for Kiyotaka. He is yet to die. He is farming it up, almost level 6. He is owning Nisha.
Your expectations for him are so
Another
low.
sleep into the laser.
And a Bane Death?
No, this is where Boxy
Panto
dies
still
again.
has Brain Death. Boxy. I mean,
he had died there. That would have been so.
It would have been pretty good.
Rune deny into
nice
the orb
dodge on the orb. Nisha's not going to jump forward. He'd probably just end up dying. So.
And the Tinker 6 is online. Pretty slow start for Liquid, and that's got to be good for this Aurora lineup, which is 4 carries and a Bane. Oh,
Saberlight's getting his ass beat.
Saber soloed again.
No. Saberlight's not doing himself any favors when it comes to this nickname.
There's going to be some Midas acceleration down here for this Doom. He is massive 3-0. He's going to have Doom up when the Darkseer comes back, so now you can't even enter this lane. You already got the Alpha for as well. We've been seeing a lot more people go back for this pack leader, by the way. A lot more with the mid and the off lane Doom, but it's still good. It really buffs up your right-click carries, which they have none of course.
Of course. Well, I mean, with the Empower and that aura, then maybe Tinker can become a right-click.
Oh.
They have Doom up. So this is a hard contest. Boxy is dead for sure. He's just trying to hold it long enough that somebody else can get here. The Doom is going to be used on the Darkseer. Dude, Nightfall's just going to beast down 3 heroes at this rate. Panto, he's going to make a run for it, and Aurora are going to give up on this fight. Nightfall is going to make his way the other direction because Nisha was going to cut him off anyway. Does end up giving away a kill streak, a mega kill streak at 7.5 minutes.
You 4 heroes and you traded out 2 for 1. It is not a good outcome for Liquid. As this is complete free farm for Toronto Tokyo top, complete free farm for the Tinker.
My only question is, how are they not farther ahead?
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
I mean, they are pretty far ahead.
I think it's just not. There it goes. 2,000 net would have.
Radiant's bottom tower.
8-minute power rune. See if it ends up being bottom. Both Kiyotaka and Nisha are going to fish for it. It's top. Which Mira gets the regen.
Not a bad rune in that spot. Can't go on him there.
Yeah.
He's level 4. Got to free farm that mid lane while the Tinker's doing Tinker things in the jungle. This is a scary start for Liquid. This is not the lineup you wanted to give a 1-7 start to.
Given these single target supports,
yeah,
these early kills, the early level 6s.
Exactly. Like, you get an early group in this game, you start setting more kills up. That's how this lineup can snowball. Pickoffs around the map with Doom, with RP, with Grip. You just start using these ults for single core kills. Suddenly you're going to start to build that lead. This scale is going to get insane. And then you're just going to be praying that this puck can carry you in the late game. That's not guaranteed versus Bane Riki. That's why the Bane Riki are here, to negate a lot of Nisha's scale potential. Hard supports to play to, hard supports to itemize against. Kind of want a Linken's versus the Bane, but you also want We see Force Staff or BKB versus
Going after the Tinker, routing in from behind. Insania and Boxy both show up. They do manage to finish him off. Nisha's going to be a bit low, though. Mira, can he get that final hit in? He does.
That's big.
Is it going to be a 1 for 3? It is. Insania, there's no way out of this one.
It's only level 3 on this Jakiro.
It's against a level 6 Bane.
That's what I'm saying. These early kills have powered Aurora up so much.
Trying to go for the deny. Insania will not be able to get it. Nightfall.
Instant Midas.
With the Midas, collects a kill, collects some creeps out of the neutrals. This is just crazy efficient.
Yeah, this Doom's GPM 530 before the 10-minute mark. Crazy farm. This is the scary part of the carry Doom. You get ultra fat on this hero. You just abuse the net worth advantage. Jam it into your opponents. What can they do? Nothing.
And the more threat that you have on Aurora, the more protection there is for this Tinker in a lot of ways, right?
Oh, yeah,
the Tinker enables the lineup in that he has to deal with all the waves.
Oh, that's just BM right there.
It kind of is, yeah. So Insania's going to be walking back out to lane.
You're just a level 3 Jakiro getting gripped at 10 minutes. Is that even... am I even worth it?
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
He's only worth 250 gold. You could grip a black dragon. It's comparable.
Yeah, but it doesn't have the psychological effect you're looking for.
Yeah. That's probably the lowest value grip he could have gotten, though.
Plus, you know that Jakiro can't make any TP rotations. So if you go through the gate with the smoke, you make a play atop, you know there's no Jakiro that's going to come in. So you could just freely RP this Darkseer, collect another kill. Liquid.
This is exactly what Aurora wants. Big core kills / Jakiro with the ultimate usage. Never let Liquid get this 5-on-5. They're going to get out-farmed around the map. They're going to be scared to push out lanes aggressively with the Puck Darkseer because the pickoff's so high. And you're so underleveled on these two supports. You just can't stay out of the lanes for the XP right now.
Oh, dodging the stun. Got him inside the coil. Pulled back a little bit. They're going to need every help, a bit of help they can get here, trying to get him off the vacuum. He jumps away just at the right time.
Gotta be careful of the sleeps here.
Mira survives. Now the sleep pushed back in. Nisha woken up. Throws an orb aggressively here. He's got to be a bit careful of the smoke screen. So Mira almost oversteps himself there, running into all the Darkseer illusions.
You really got to be careful how deep you go in these fights as Puck. You don't have a way to get that sleep off you. There you have an illusion, but you might not always have that. And this sleep can absolutely set up the Doom or the RP or the smoke screen. You're just dead. It's going to be some greedy items here for the supports. Diffusal for the Riki. They'll have an Aether Lens on this Bane. The lead has built to 5K. A lot of that is on the Doom.
Nightmare now. Insania was going to be pulled out of position here. They're just trading off the sleep, trying to make sure the Nightfall can't get a kill. Here's Silence on 2, but finished off by the Tinker. Nisha makes a jump forward onto his orb and does manage to pick up an Arcane Rune.
That's a nice one.
But really, it's the only silver lining Liquid has. The score is 13-2, a 5,000 net worth lead for Aurora, and all Nisha has is an Arcane Rune.
The thing is, Aurora can play this style because they have the Tinker to clean up the waves. So this Riki Bane just run around the map. You're not losing too much in terms of net worth and map control.
All right, they'll punish Mira for sniping couriers inside of their triangle right next to the Terrorblade. Radiance being done for Nightfall means his farm is really going to start speeding up, picking up Toronto, Tokyo, but leaving behind Saberlight's Darkseer.
Give up a big kill, but you get something in return. That Arcane Rune gets popped on the Puck. And now we are going to start to see this Tinker's net worth explode. He got through the early game. He has his first 2 core items. He's going to scale up really fast here. This Radiance Doom is going to do something similar. I think Liquid need to find some pressure points right now.
Are fortified.
Either push in these tier 1s and force Aurora to fight them, though it's diving Tinker around tier 1s is pretty difficult right now. Look for some deep wards, get some smoke ganks going, find some of these core heroes in the jungle, because you are not going to outfarm them right now. Even with Darkseer Terrorblade, not going to be fun. Someone is going to get picked off if you just split the map. 14-minute Wisdom Shrine. And Aurora are smoking for it.
Yeah, Insania needs that real bad.
It's an aggressive obs on the hill.
Yeah, they want to fight this with this 2-man smoke that's coming in from Aurora.
Yeah, Liquid are just bailing on this. You either drop a sentry there and you defend it, or you get the hell out.
Yeah, it looks like Boxy's going to try and take theirs.
Ooh,
if Aurora...
Nice.
Yeah. I was going to say, if Aurora was quick enough on it, they realized Liquid's giving this up, they could catch Boxy, but...
Boxy could also catch them. The question, though, is what do you have to combo with this Nyx pickoff in the game? Not a lot.
I mean, it was supposed to be Jakiro, right? Macropyre Ice Path is a pretty good follow-up to the Nyx if you're ahead. But they're so far behind, they don't have the damage between the two of them.
This just feels like one of those Nyx games where you rather team fight than go for the pickoffs, because you have this Darkseer combination, you provide catch in the team fight for your big damage dealers.
Sure.
Solo on the map, you don't threaten anybody in this game. There's no Sunstrike follow-up, there's no heroes that can super easily connect to you. Ion Shell is okay, but Ion Shell Nyx is not killing anybody at this point. The early game was too rough. Boxy's options are really limited. Yeah, I think this is kind of the correct call. You have to just go for some skirmish-based smoke here. You're still missing level 6 on Jakiro. Okay, you just got it off the mid-wave. But you're once more late to the party as Aurora just group up and go for the objectives here. Pack
they
leaders
might
Aurora.
be able to punish afterwards, as they're going to be a bit low on resources.
Tough going into these defensive positions with the Tinker, though.
Yeah, especially like they're already going to be healed up between the Tormentor, Aura. The Tinker leaves, though. Boxy getting some information, finds the opening on Toronto Tokyo. A good opening kill, as long as they actually get the kill, which they do.
It's a big
Boxy, he knows he's dead.
Yeah, can you get out now? Or you take
Got a decent wall. Mira goes a little bit too far forward here. Kiyotaka trying to back him up. Got the Doom on the puck. A big opener there. The leash does go out, though, and Vtoon is in prime position to get some good damage in. If only he would be confident enough at half HP to march him down underneath the tower. Nisha survived through the Doom, so Team Liquid do put their team fight to use here and get a bit of a comeback.
Get that Doom reflection with the Radiance. Not insignificant here. Turn their net worth against them. Huge fight for Liquid. Exactly what they want.
Oh, that's a good point. You're talking about the Radiance he has, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, with reflection.
Didn't even have to pop a Sunder.
Yeah, honestly, I'm a little bit surprised Vtoon did just, like, run at him, considering they don't have that many disables to stop a Sunder.
Maybe scared of going into the marches with Grip lingering somewhere in tree line.
They think they have a Jakiro for free here, but Nisha is around, so is Saberlight. So it's actually going to be turned around, and it's going to be Panto who dies instead. Actually got up the Fiend's Grip, but that's just going to be vacuum cancel, so kind of a waste there.
We are seeing the strength of Liquid when they group up. Their team fight is substantial, even this far behind, and they already have Pipe on the Darkseer. That is negating a huge amount of damage from this Aurora lineup, because again, you don't have a hero like Terrorblade that can come in and give you the early right-click damage. Doom is just not doing it. I mean, he hits hard. He doesn't have the capability to follow it up in the fight. Another pickoff. Boxy getting activated.
Now he's got a Blink Dagger. So does Nisha. So the jump, the initiation, has just crept up dramatically for Team Liquid.
They have absolutely found their way back in this game completely. And you just got Ags done on the Tinker. This is normally when you'd be a lot happier to take that 5-5, and you threw away all your net worth lead in the last few minutes. This Doom is 9-2, by the way. Kind of crazy how good of an early game he had, and you're barely ahead.
Yep. It feels like Aurora was just kind of cruising on the net worth lead that they had. Thought they could win any fight. Underestimated the power of Liquid's team fight, which Kiyotaka, with mass March of the Machines, can stand his ground here for a while. The coil is probably going to keep him here for too long, though. Use of ultimates to secure the kill. An important one at that. The Tinker being dead, but the carry's also going to die. Vtoon getting picked off in the bottom lane. Doom put to use there.
That was a little inevitable. They had double obs on that side of the map, scouting all the jungle. One of them just expired on the hill. I think that pickoff from the Terrorblade was guaranteed with how much deep vision Aurora had there. Losing Tinker feels maybe worse, though, because that's your big map control hero. So now it's really hard to get something off this Terrorblade kill. Right. You did see the translocator pop him out of the coil just at the end on that gank. A little unlucky on the timing.
Yeah,
it's a strong facet on this core Tinker.
Oh, got the Nightmare.
Need something
Without
else
the
here.
Doom, though, I don't know if Liquid can, or excuse me, Aurora can really fight this one. Panto He thought they were going to be willing to take the fight, but no, this is going to be another Fiend script that is completely wasted.
RP?
At this point, RP on 3. Toronto comes in the clutch and cleans it up for Aurora.
See you later. They tagged the Magnus early on with the wall, and then they just forgot about him, or nothing else hit him. He just gets a free blink into an Omega clump from Liquid. Instant punish.
That was crazy how good that was from Toronto. B-Tune. He already used his Thunder. Blocked in a bit.
You do not want to get 2 or 3 hero RP'd in this game, because you're going to get put in smokescreen, marches, laser. You're going to get
Empower hit from the Doom, of course.
The path leader or a crit.
Yep.
Significant here.
Yep. Well, those right clicks might be a little bit more guaranteed. BKB alongside that Radiance for the Doom. He's strong. I mean, they really have a team fight now. Now they've got BKB on one of their cores. They're going to feel good about it. Panto, he gets off the Nightmare, but still caught by Boxy. Liquid, just run it back. They only lost that team fight because they clumped up for an RP. There's no RP, so they say run at them. Get whatever pickoffs and objectives you can during this window.
Got to get some map control. Got to keep looking at these tier 1s. Maybe Roshan, if you're really confident in B-Tune's ability to stand in the fight. Without BKB, seems a little doubtful. But you have some nice auras from this Darkseer. Shouldn't underestimate how strong the pipe is this early in the game. And early 4-staff on Insania can definitely give you some confidence to go in with the Terrorblade. You pipe, you 4-staff him at the right time, you can get that Thunder off. It is a lot about the RP, though. The RP is all of Aurora's teamfight control in this game, so you really have to tag Magnus. Make sure you don't let Toronto do what he did in that mid lane fight, because it'll blow this game completely wide open. And of course, you always have this Ricky scout to worry about. As the Diffusal's done for Mira, he is putting in some work right now.
RP put to use now on a single pickoff of Saberlight, and they'll have to use the Fiend script too. Boxy comes in too late to cancel that one, but double ultimates for that kill. And maybe still a punish. Mira does manage to jump away before the silence, and now they got the Doom on the puck. Big kill. Nightfall should be able to easily run him down. They use the Sunder. V-Tune, he's going to regret that one if he dies to Nightfall. Nightfall running after him, but the Scorched Earth, it wore out.
The puck.
And they still got the puck.
Super clutch sentry drop to get little vision in that tree line before it wears out.
Boxy, Blink Dagger up in too long.
Nice little plays from Aurora here. Did a lot of little things right in that fight. They get the big payoff. Didn't even have to use the early Tinker BKB here either, but that BKB for Nightfall, no answer to it from this Liquid side. You look at this draft, there is no debuff immunity control. You just run in BKB Doom. You just got to run away. Surge somebody, reset, and then try and re-engage. And if you can't outlast it, you are absolutely screwed. Nice little Doom from the tree line. Great fight for Aurora as they extend their lead, and I mean, Boxy, he gets to clean up the Ricky. Makes some work for it here.
He did make him work for it, I guess. Well, with BKB on the Tinker and the Doom,
oh yeah, Liquid's in trouble.
Yeah, you're in big time trouble because it's too early to expect V-Tune to carry the fights with physical damage.
There's no way. This Tinker is absolutely going to clean house if Liquid are not able to start on him with the Nyx Assassin or catch Kiyotaka before he pops BKB in the middle of all of them.
Insania trying to get a ward down, spotted by Mira, killed by Mira, most likely. And probably see a D ward as well.
Tinker Ricky combo is just so impressive. So hard to play solo on the map as a random support.
And especially if you get a fast level Tinker, level 18, so he can actually teleport onto the Riki at this point.
It's just so high level. He's had such a free game. My 9-7 prediction in shambles.
It really is.
He's going to be 9-2.
Also, what have you been thinking about this safe lane Doom that we've had the last 2 weeks?
I like it more than the mid Doom.
Okay, sure.
I think it's strong. It's just, it's very finicky, you know?
Okay.
You need to play aggressive with him, his item timings, and use them to claim space and objectives around the map. You can't just AFK farm with this hero and expect him to carry a late game. That's all.
Okay, but that's the flavor of most carries right now.
A little bit, but he's less consistent in that regard. I would rather have a 6-slotted Terrorblade, for example, than 6-slotted Doom. On average, though,
For sure.
obviously it's super game dependent. Because the hero does have downsides. He needs heroes to help him do the objectives. He needs heroes to help him get the map state in a good position. But he will absolutely do a crap ton of damage in the fight. He's a great damage dealer, and he's very oppressive with the ult.
Yeah, when you get Scorched Earth Radiance so early on, damage over time. It's pretty overwhelming.
Oh, yeah.
And his natural tankiness allows him to do things like this. I mean, you're this far ahead. You could take objectives, I guess, by just man-moding it.
It reminds me a lot of the Alchemist gameplay.
Yeah, I was going to say, isn't this just Alchemist Light? Like, isn't the whole reason he's carrying in the first place because he has a steroid?
The difference between him and Alk, though, is one, he's not as tanky in the early game without the ult, and he's not as good of a objective taker on his own. Like, Alk will go high ground. He will kill Roshan. He will take an Aegis, push your high ground, end the game very early. Doom is not going for that exact type of playstyle. He's a little slower. Wants to play the map, wants to get pickoffs with the Doom that will lead into the objectives.
He also feels like a hero that's impossible to win the lane against. Like Alchemist. When Alchemist is peak, it's like, how do I beat this hero, man? He's got Acid Spray. This hero has Scorched Earth. Very similar in that regard, just lane winning. Well, that's a lot, but frankly, Liquid isn't getting many kills, so got to make sure the ones that present themselves are secured. Pick off on Mira, but Aurora is still 2.5 minutes left on the Aegis with a 10,000 net worth lead. How do they hit high ground?
I have a ward. Go for the skewer play on somebody?
Yeah, if they get a pick off inside the base, maybe high ground is rather easy. Toronto Tokyo's going to fish for it, and he does manage to get out box.
RP Grit for the Nyx Assassin.
That is pretty insane.
It does open up the fight, right? You can't have this Nyx existing in the fight versus your Scorched Earth Radiance Doom versus your Tinker. I guess they're just happy with that. They're going to back.
Yeah, take the kill and get out.
You know the best part of carry Doom? Now that I think about it?
What?
You don't have to play against Doom.
Yeah, that's actually true.
If you're Nightfall, you don't want to play against Doom. Right?
Yeah.
An anti-carry hero. Like, what hero do I like against Doom? I don't want to play Medusa every game.
I mean, there's no way to BKB TP out.
Exactly.
Well, actually there is.
That's exactly the What are you even talking about? You're baiting me into terrible ideas. But the point is, I think a lot of carry players don't like playing against Doom. So if you pick it,
okay,
then you make the other guy play against Doom.
What do you think the most hated offlane hero is for most carries? Is it Doom?
Treant protection.
Oh. How do you see us against a hero that is 95 base damage?
I think Doom is up there. I think the Viper Razor,
gotcha.
Do Nothing is up there. I also think Enigma is up there. At least a lot of the past versions of Enigma too. Like when you can deny the creep directly, it's pretty stupid.
Yeah.
Carries hated that shit. You know how many times I listened to Arteezy cry about his creeps being denied?
The Lich Enigma lane? Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's disgusting, man.
Nisha, he's got to do things like this at this point.
Oh, yeah. You got to look for some opportunities around the map. Slow this game down.
That being said, isn't the game naturally going to slow down at this point? Aurora, I feel like all they really can do is just control the map and keep scaling.
Yeah, their scale is so damn good.
Yeah, that's true.
They have Tinker, Doom, Magnus. It's hard to see them not being confident in the late game here. Yeah, Puck can do some crazy stuff, but you have Bane, Ricky. I mean, you have to be confident going late. There's no way you draft like this and feel you're going to fall off. You have damage in the bottom river. You have your BKBs. You have everything you need to fight. This Tinker is massive.
I almost feel like Mira should just go Nags. Just scale up even further. Boxy scouting out a bunch of heroes. Liquid are behind him with a smoke.
It's a spooky rune right now. Amp damage on a E-Blade, Kaya, Ags, BKB Tinker when you have no BKB control.
Yeah, they probably feel like they can't take a straight 5-on-5.
You really need a good initiation in these fights if you're Liquid. You have to be able to start on a big target. Either the Magnus, the Tinker, one of these cores, honestly. I think if you start on a support, the fight is not even going to go well for you, as much as you would like that to happen.
Well, pickoffs are going to be easier now with an Aghanim Scepter on the mag.
Time to go fishing.
And Smoke is going to break on Insania. So say goodbye to him. Never mind, we saw Saberlight in the back lines, and they'll get both.
Clean up. Nice little find.
Did you see that empowered crit Doom?
Yeah.
856 damage.
Look, I'm not saying he doesn't hit hard. It's just, are you relying on him to deal the right-click damage?
TPs are coming in. Nisha, he's actually going to jump forward. Yeah, I feel like you abandoned this situation. Aurora just went from 5 heroes to bottom to 5 heroes teeping onto the outpost. They're not letting Liquid get any more pickoffs.
Tinker really makes these kind of clunky lineups oppressive. Normally, Aurora would have big issues moving around the map, dealing with lanes, setting up their plays. Tinker just lets you do all of this really smoothly with a bunch of single target supports and everything. That is a look of concern.
Yeah, he should be concerned.
Monka Insania.
This game is looking pretty rough.
Dire's middle tower is
I don't know
under
why he's
attack.
so upset, though. This is better than Liquid's usually done in DreamLeague.
Maybe that's why he actually had a little bit of hope.
Oh,
Because, like, guys, we're 3-3. We might actually get a positive score out of one of these group stages. Fished out with the horn toss. The first of many is Aurora.
I would like it noted that Kiyotaka was 9
Dire's middle tower
and
is
8.
under attack.
You
That
mean
point in the
9
game.
kills, 8 assists?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay. That's not where you were going with that.
This Tinker has owned this game.
Dire's
He even got
Yeah.
Whisper.
is under attack.
That's super nice. Extra 10% on all this kit. Sign me up.
Smoke wraparound from behind. Darkseer up in 15 seconds. Can they wait that long?
No, they're going to go for the Bane.
They're going to jump without it. Get a quick kill on the Bane. Do they get out on all the heroes? They do not. Toronto Tokyo gets a horn toss on Boxy. So trading out supports, frankly, I think that's fine for Aurora.
Do a buyback on the Knicks. They continue to push, but Aurora will back off. They have a gem on the mag. They have full map control. Gonna wait for the next Roshan. Potentially can spawn right now. Do not want to throw going high ground.
Yeah, just rinse and repeat. Every single time you get the Darkseer pickoff, you could probably go high ground, because that's most of their team fight.
Oh yeah, no way you're winning a fight in this game without all your cores alive. You need all the damage, all the control if you are Liquid.
And Kiyotaka wants to get his Scythe of Ice. Speed along the his power scale and his arthritis.
Dire's top
Brightest
tower
candles
is
burn
under
the
attack.
fastest, Austin.
That's true. That's true.
And apparently the dimmest candles have the longest esports careers. Congratulations, Zach. Happy, one of the true veterans in this team.
Thank you.
I don't know why I'm going in on you. You haven't done anything to me today, actually. I feel bad now.
That's true. You should be flaming Brian for that.
That's true. Fuck Brian, honestly. What was that segment earlier?
Yeah. Fuck Brian.
Bet I'd beat him in a marathon.
I don't think he would.
He's all muscle, no cardio.
That's true. That's true.
He wouldn't last.
He is weighed down.
Dire are scanning.
Liquid say now is the time. Perhaps their last hurrah. See how this
BKB.
team fight goes. If it goes badly enough, then Aurora,
Radiant are scanning.
they get Roshan, and they probably get a high ground push.
This is looking for any kind of opening that will allow Vtoon to clean up with his minted BKB. Gem is on Nisha. They're going to put him in the front.
Overwhelming blink. Scythe of Ice.
Yeah, have so much gold. Gotta find the Tinker here. That's what it feels like. Catch Kiyotaka or bust. He is
Rapid away
position. He just
the
blinked
long
into
way. Kiyotaka breaks on them, but they jump to where Aurora is. They get the coil onto 2, but the RP still lands onto the 2 cores, and they got the Doom out onto V-Tune. Saberlight, he's already thrown all of his abilities. This is looking bad, but maybe Liquid can still get out with some of their heroes. Insania turns around. Ice Path Mira with his BKB does actually get burnt out. Nisha hit by the Scythe of Ice and chained down.
He got stunned by the Croaker, man.
Is that what happened?
Tendrils of
Mira
the
actually died to the Croaker as well.
That creep just did some work for Aurora.
Damn.
I don't think they needed it.
No, they were definitely winning that fight anyway.
It was a 6-man.
Maybe they got the extra kill or two. They certainly got the deny on Mira, thanks to that.
Those things are nasty. Don't underrate them.
Yeah, Croaker, strongest neutral creep right now.
Oh yeah, it might be better than some of the actual heroes in the game.
Beat out the Prowler. I mean, it's certainly beaten out Boxy's Nyx Assassin.
Who would I take one of those over, actually, now that I think about it?
Crystal Maiden?
Well, yeah, but that's my personal bias. Would you take one over Omni Knight right now? He's pretty bad.
Yeah, I mean, it's a stun. And Omni Knight is
over Phantom Lancer? Okay, Phantom Lancer is the worst hero in Dota. Would you take Croaker over Phantom Lancer if the Croaker could scale up?
What level of Phantom Lancer?
And had Spirit Lance.
Okay, it's just a Croaker that can scale versus a Phantom Lancer.
Like every team fight you go in, you have a Croaker that's going to go in and try and stun people, or you have a Phantom Lancer.
How many items does the Phantom Lancer have?
Okay, we're done with this conversation. It's the Croaker. Croaker, obviously. No one wants a Phantom Lancer on their team. You haven't considered the side effects, Austin. That means you have a carry player in a pub who picked Phantom Lancer. He went 0-8 on the lane. He's crying to the team. He's reporting everybody. He's doing that like Aghanim's Octarine.
Yeah, he's never getting
where
he never goes in.
And it was a trick question anyway, because he's playing Phantom Lance. That means you're never going to see him in a fight. So you're just playing 4v5. Whereas the other, you had a Croaker in the other world.
And the Croaker gets in there.
He gets in there
we
every
know
time,
that.
yeah.
We know the Croaker gets in there.
He's joining fights. He's not farming.
He's not invited to the fight, but he's joining anyway. Boxy better break this smoke. Liquid are all in to try. Oh no, he jumped into the smoke screen? What was that?
It's all over.
It's done.
It's all over. Buybacks. V-Tune just banned up.
V-Tune is still in the pit, still trying to finish off this Roshan. It's not even close to being done yet.
He did not get BKB off. Yo, the Roshan's getting shrunk. That's awesome.
Look at the little baby Rosh. Adolescent Roshan.
That's a very tough fight for Liquid.
She's getting smaller and smaller. Oh, Nisha tried to go for the Aegis steal.
He got the banner.
He got the banner and lost the gem.
But Boxy recovered the gem.
Boxy recovered.
So overall, net worth winning play from Nisha. Can Aurora push without the banner? This game might have just been stalled for another 2 minutes here.
He is so tanky, Boxy.
Dire's middle tower is
You can
under
annoy him.
attack.
Look how much damage he's taking.
Yeah, he's just
being around. I mean, they're going to try. I'm not confident they have the damage to kill him. They got him down
I think
to
Boxy
2/3 of his HP, half HP.
regrets that decision.
Pulled back into the wall again. I mean, it's the Doom illusion that's doing all the work. Got him down to 700 HP on an Aegis hero.
15-2
good effort,
and
good effort.
16 for the mid-tinker, Austin, when nobody believed in it, except me and Kiyotaka.
Avery Silverman, the great champion of Kiyotaka. You know, the one hero they didn't mention, V2 Morphling. Not that it's like his most played hero or anything, but it is one of the few hard carries that you can actually play in the current modern era of Dota. Because you sure as shit ain't playing Phantom Lancer in this patch, that's for sure.
Yeah, that one's off the table. He's level 30 on the Morphling, level 30 on the Brewmaster for Saberlight. I feel like they named every hero that was not a Siggy.
They really did.
They really went out
There's
of their
a
way.
lot of non-Siggy heroes, but there are a couple of Siggies.
I mean, Boxy just, like, come on.
Boxy Shadow Shaman.
Yeah,
that one's...
Come on. There's no way. I don't even think Boxy would say one of the Siggies.
We'll see if Boxy performs better on the Shadow Shaman. Maybe it's better not to give him a Siggy at this point in time.
There's only one Siggy in this game, Austin. It's the Kiyotaka Tinker.
And
he's going to do it again, Austin. I told you game one he's going to do it. This game he's going to... He dropped 15-2. I think he's going to drop 17-1. He's going to up it again, just to prove the haters even more wrong. Against a lineup where Liquid knew it was coming, and they counterpicked it. They got the Global Silence. They got the Brewmaster with the lift in the Dispel. They got Invoker with another lift and a Dispel. They got an Insta-Hex. They got a Gap Close Carry. He's going to drop 17 on them right here, right now, end their careers, Austin. Just return the Aegis to Valve, honestly. Return it.
Out of shame.
That's right.
With a little note saying we would like you to forward this to Kiyotaka. We don't know where he lives.
That's right. DHL drop it straight back into their headquarters. You like that? A little cross promotion.
Yeah, it was a little cross promotion. I like that.
They're still
like
sponsoring us, right?
I sure hope so.
Okay, well, either way, unknown delivery mechanism straight back to Seattle. Because he's about to dunk on their ass. That's what I'm feeling. I'm just feeling it. Sometimes you get a feeling.
I feel like you're high as hell.
Okay, well.
There's no way he does a better performance than game one.
That's exactly why he's going to do it, because you doubt him. And Kiyotaka, he feeds off the doubt. He feeds off the hate. That's what. Look at. He's already choking. He's already choking.
Nisha can't get these.
Look at his expression.
To save his life.
He's laughing at himself.
Man, this Kiyotaka guy is really playing me for the fool right now.
The pressure Nisha's under right now.
That's true. Nisha, well known for not being able to handle the pressure.
Can we get a large close-up of Nisha? Is that sweat on his forehead?
Maybe on his upper brow?
That looks like he's sweating. Yeah, maybe. Could just be the sunlight, but...
Nisha, you're sweating.
Somebody got first blooded. We don't care. Let's keep looking at it.
Well,
8-4, 2-1, Austin. It's over. It's just call it. It's already done and toasted and roasted and dusted and put in the bin. And guess what? There was another bin in there. And now it's in the double bin. And you got to take it to the dumpster out back. This lane is done. There's another tip. Because he knows. Because he knows. There's no hope. Sunstrike missed. That's why he got tipped. But he's throwing his man out. He doesn't even know what's happening. Can't hit a Sunstrike. Can't hit a last hit. It's a complete choke-a-thon out here.
The choke-a-thon. Monday. Welcome to the choke-a-thon.
Yeah, nice signature hero boxy. This is like crumbling for the ages right here.
Man, Avery's been waiting for this moment for years.
I mean, I did
Let me just tell you.
DreamLeague is my favorite event, Austin. And you should have thought of why. You really should have thought of why.
Because Liquid
That's right. The one event of the year that Liquid always chokes in. And the Liquid haters can feast. I actually have nothing against this team, by the way.
That's such
I'm completely unbiased.
Completely unbiased.
I actually am. That's the funny part. Now, the real interesting thing about this draft, let's get into the game a little bit.
Okay.
B-Tune's courier gets named. Mira doing some work bottom, by the way. He is really giving him the runaround down here. Will he get Sunstriked? Or will Nisha choke it again? Oh! Sunstrike in the fountain?
In the fountain?
No, he didn't go to the fountain.
Wait, where'd he go? He went back to the tower.
Nisha didn't even throw it. He didn't even know where to throw it.
He's so bamboozled. He's like, I just can't do it, guys.
All right, so
I know I'm going to choke it.
What I think is really interesting about this draft from Aurora is in a meta where people are complaining that carry heroes are getting played as support, right? You end up in these Dusa, Terrorblade, Doom, whatever drafts.
Yeah.
This draft is all heroes that can be played as support. Support Tinker, support Abaddon, support Ringmaster, support ET, Magnus, little roaming for Magnus, and that's the stretch, but
yeah.
This is like all the support heroes that are core. It's the reverse script.
I thought you were going to say they were playing offlaners as carries, but...
Well, maybe a little bit too, but I mean, this is just the top rope right here in this mid lane. Put on a clinic.
Kiyotaka with run the high ground.
Waterroom got taken bottom as well. Of course, Nisha, not go for the rings. He knows when to cut his losses. I don't know why I'm going in on him. It's just funny.
Welcome to the mid lane, or as Kiyotaka likes to call it, Hell in a Cell.
I mean, he's about to throw him off the cage right here through a table. Just call the ambulance right now. I mean, you may as well just call this the Kiyotaka Invitational at this point. But this guy's putting on a clinic.
You really took to heart when I said Avery Silverman is the #1 Kiyotaka fan.
You know what? I thought about it. Somebody has to be. And you may as well be me. It may as well be me.
Avery will wear the mantle.
Someone's got to hype him up. We look overall this laning phase, though. It's going Aurora's way. Now, most of that is the deficit extracted from the mid lane, of course.
Of course, yeah.
The mag lane is going pretty damn well. This Brewmaster is actually getting shut down the most of anybody. Really rough lane top. This core bad and putting in some work. Kanto giving it to Boxy. The one-on-one.
Oh, he's winning this one. Wait,
Sunstrike?
no, wait, what about the Sunstrike? Where's the Sunstrike?
Where is
Nisha? Oh, God!
Where'd he throw it?
Boxy's sitting around like, brother, where?
Wait, he threw it
Where are
somewhere,
you?
though. Was it bottom? Got to throw bottom, I think.
Kiyotaka's got Nisha. He's so in his head, he doesn't even know which lane to throw the Sunstrike
Brother,
into.
this man is...
He heard Boxy in the comms calling for Sunstrike. He thought it was Insania.
He's hearing voices right now. I don't know if Nisha's ever panicked in his career, but there's always a first.
I mean, he never met Kiyotaka when he was on Team Secret.
Boxy's just going straight back, and he's like, "I'm gonna shackle you, brother," and you're getting Sunstrike this time.
Oh my God! Isn't he just gonna get slammed on again?
Sunstrike?
Sunstrike? He just hurt him again? Oh my God! He's just a Sunstrike merchant. Where is he, man?
Dude, he doesn't want to throw the easy ones, you know? Wait, is he going in for the third round? The third round!
Okay, this time. It's this time. He'll land the goddamn Sunstrike. There we go.
That is what we were looking for. We got him. Nisha on the board. And he needs it.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, with
CS-wise, he's kind of coming back.
Well, yeah, Kiyotaka left the lane. He has better things to work on, you know? He's got some jungle stats.
Got some neutrals to hit, yeah. V-Tune has been free farming as well. He's got 14 denies, and they're going for the Wisdom Shrine.
This is bold. Do have Sunstrike available.
Another Sunstrike for the road.
No.
Protected by the Tinker. There's no way they can contest that.
It's way too hard.
That's another mid-hero that's, now that I think about it, hard to contest the Shrine.
Yeah, it's really
Starts throwing out the March, and it's just dunzo. He can also freely make that rotation like Monkey King can. What other mid-heroes can do this sort of thing?
Ember can do it if he's winning the mid lane.
Yeah, okay, yep, that's a good one.
Mid Spectre.
Great. Thank you, Avery, for your astute analysis.
That was in the meta at one point. Where did that hero go, actually? Is that hero that bad? Because that is a Tinker answer. He's a very fast, like, he's literally, Bloodthorn, Manta, Nullifier build-up.
Yeah.
Just jump and kill him. Is a hero that unplayable?
Can't be that bad. Meteor going to be dropped on Mira's head.
Yeah, you're gone.
Goodbye.
I do like the Shaman Invoker combo. It is really nice. Oh, he did not get out of it.
Okay, well, Kiyotaka gets him out of it pretty quick. Just gives him the laser. And gives him the power rune invis for Nisha. Not much is going to happen with that. Where is Boxy going?
For those
Just going to
Sunstrike deep wards. If you get some deep wards out early, it can be really nice for you to set up these ganks on the Tinker later.
Wants to get vision in the triangle.
Yeah, I like this idea. These are preemptive wards. You get this Tinker once or twice in the jungle with a Sunstrike connection, 1 or 2 heroes, easy pickings. He's looking for Toronto, Tokyo. He might just
He's gonna find him. Got the damage. Can the Sunstrike not hit the neutrals and only hit the Magnus? It does. Well placed by Nisha.
Since I was trash talking Nisha, he's really taken this game over. 3-0, Midas is done. He is completely recovered. The man don't tilt.
No. I feel like in the history of players, Nisha's got to be in that top 10 list of players that would just be like, yeah, he's guaranteed to have a solid performance no matter what's happening.
He is very stable. Very emotionally stable. Or very good at hiding.
Boxy lying in white. It's going to slip back into the triangle again, but he's met by the Elder Titan, so you just got to take the kill, present it. Well, Vtoon, is Vtoon going to get in there or not?
What was that Sunstrike? I feel like he's getting trolled this game.
I think so too. Like Vtoon didn't want to wait for him in. The Sunstrike's not going out there half the time.
That was a very aggressive move from Boxy. I think you just abandoned him there. Tornado mid. A lot of damage off. Oh, that
he's got the translocator. Kind of ruins that. If you can hit the stomp here, maybe they can kill Nisha. The blood grenade, it's not enough of a slow. Now the turnaround. Hit him in with the ice wall, blood grenade in return, and Mira probably going to die here. The Sunstrike is going to be too far forward. Mira was too slow. Still got the kill, though. Got the intelligence for Insania.
These two mid laners are the most farmed heroes right now, and they are the two carries in this game. So you really have to
just going in, man, but he's got his ultimate.
The anti-synergy, not the greatest there.
Yeah.
ET is super strong with Tinker in the fights, but you always pretty much get woken up, so it's a give and take, you know.
Let's not forget about the carry Abaddon, who's been free farming this whole time.
Oh yeah, Nightfall having a very good time up here.
This hero had a monster performance. Was it this morning, or maybe it was yesterday morning's games? I can't remember who was playing it. Oh, yeah, that's right.
It's like 19-1.
Yeah,
that was disgusting.
He was destroying people with that.
Skewered into skewer?
Sunstrike coming in, trying to do some damage. Does a decent amount. With the silencer coming in, maybe they can bail him out. Nope, burst down by the laser. And there was nowhere to run to anyway. Nightfall had come through the gate.
Oh,
nice dagger from Mira. That probably ensures a second kill as another dagger lands. Insania, look at all those bounty runes. Gonna get to him? No! He's cut down by Kiyotaka's laser before he can get to the sweet, sweet gold laying in the ground.
Insult to injury off that play. You do get mid-tower. Forge Spirits just pushing it in. Nisha claims another objective, continuing his onslaught here. But that's a big team fight for the Tinker. He gets involved. Now he has Blink and Kaya done. Get that huge Morphling kill in the early game while you're Abaddon and continues to roam the map.
Mira, does he have the right trinkets? Well, it doesn't matter. He's going to be hexed. On the come down here, Boxy does manage to stop the stomp. I mean, they know they're clearing through the stack right now. Kiyotaka doesn't really want to be interrupted, but Liquid will force an interruption here with Vtoon cutting across. Nice waveform. He ran back to make sure he got both of them and collects a double kill for Vtoon. Liquid just chase out all of these heroes out of the triangle and straight into the arms of the Vtoon Morphling.
That's not an easy area to push at this point in the game. Into Elder Titan, into the Tinker marches. Just catch him off guard, and Vtoon with a super nice rotation from behind. Get a massive kill on this Tinker. That's going to be his one death for the game, so you've got to make it count here.
That's a good point, yeah.
He will only go.
He
will only go 17-1 from here.
You will really all in on that one, huh?
You know what? Life is more fun when you all in.
Yeah. He's just got to go 15-0 now.
Still trying.
Boxy still has wards. He's going to trap him. And yeah, he's going to die for it, but he's certainly guaranteeing at least one kill is going to happen. And got a D-ward too.
Again, this is a really difficult area to hold, but it is because of that ward that was placed on the cliff earlier.
Yep.
When you were wondering what Boxy was doing there, and this ward lasted the full duration.
I mean, who's expecting? They did some D-warding. They're like, they got to have some ward vision around here, but...
Yeah, you would not have felt his presence there.
Not expecting that Boxy would have wrapped all the way around and gotten the deepest ward possible.
They want to defend this top tower. There is Primal Split available.
They're fighting it to split. That's dangerous. Considering they do not have the lockdown to stop the split, they're willingly taking this team fight into a Brewmaster ult like this. It's a dangerous move, but they seem to be surviving for now. Mira does manage to wither through it, and Saberlight's actually the one going to die here. Oh, punch down and finished off by an Elder Titan.
He did not respect just the general AoE damage.
Yeah, March of the Machines cleared through the pandas pretty easily.
Also, it was a massive whoopee cushion into a Photic shield on this Ringmaster that baited the whole fight. The stomp landed on the Morphling. So much of that damage gets negated.
They did get another tower, though.
Nisha putting in work.
Nisha is rushing to that Aghanim Scepter.
He's having a really good game here. Bots, Midas, halfway to Ags at the 14-minute mark. Man.
Who would have believed this guy had 2 CS at 1 minute in?
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Imagine if Kiyotaka had not dumpstered him.
Game would have already been lost.
Tension.
Nightfall with his Radiance is going to start going to work. Between the Radiance and the March of the Machines, seems like at least for a couple minutes here, Aurora and their 5-on-5 team fight seems pretty secured.
And the Blink RP. They have all
the
right
Blink
now.
RP, yeah.
Really scary 5-man. And the other upside of this lineup is they have double save. I guess triple save if you count Defense Matrix, but you're usually not counting that when it's Core Tinker. But between a Aphotic Shield and Escape Act, and I guess Stomp Bailout, this is a really tough team to dive into.
Another time the Team Liquid do not contest the Torment.
I just don't think they can, especially without the Radiant/Primal split on Brew. What is your 5-on-5?
Yeah.
So much of their team fights is dependent on Saberlight and him being able to contribute massively. He's just behind on levels. His lane was the hardest in this game. They're just going to go for the sneaky Roche play. Oh, I like this. Vlad's Morphling with some Shaman Wards. A little alacrity on top. This is super fast.
I mean, imagine if Toronto Tokyo came over here right now, but the Scandal high ground, they know nothing is coming from Aurora.
Yeah, imagine I could bat 600 in the major leagues.
He's in the mid lane with his Blink Dagger.
Close.
It's not that large of a leap for them to say,
well,
Aurora be like, oh, wait, what if they're Roshing?
I don't think it's that large a leap that I could maybe bat 600. I think I could have been pretty close.
Yeah, maybe a T-ball leap.
Take that back.
Tornado! Nisha trying to defend himself. Boxy comes in, locks down another 2. Trying to meet him with the wheel. Doesn't get it. They're chasing after Nisha, but that's no longer a kill they can get. They run behind the tier 2 and are fighting into the primal split. So now they're in some trouble. Now they're going to be locked down. Plenty of disables available for Liquid. It's just a question of how many heroes are Liquid going to kill. Pushed forward by the Void Bruling. Couldn't get there, but V-Tune, somebody will get this. Mira protecting himself, trying to prolong his death as long as possible, but finally does fall.
What did I tell you yesterday, Austin? The Radiant Tier 2 bottom lane is the #1 place teams throw games. What is this dive? Into Global? Under a Tier 2? Into the Aegis on Morphling? Somebody had the wrong idea about how that fight was going to go. And not a fight Kiyotaka is going to aggressively join. There's just no way. The chance you get caught by somebody there is way too high.
Kiyotaka, he is not respecting this so much. He kills Saberlight. Does he get out for it? Meter's going to be dropped on his head, and the rest of the team is here. Avery, that is his second death.
That doesn't count. He literally killed the guy 1v4.
That doesn't matter. You said he was going to go 15-2, 17-2?
Yeah, that's right. I said 17-2.
17-2.
That's right. That's right, Austin. That's what I said. Don't check the VOD.
17-1, whatever.
No, it was 17-2, Austin.
Okay.
That's what you said.
I'll give you 17-2. How about that?
Okay, that sounds fair. That was a very ambitious fight bottom. I do not understand.
Cataclysm inbound. Toronto Tokyo. Did Boxy misjudge his mana? He did. He was 5 mana off, I think.
Did it to himself this time.
Yikes.
Oh, Toronto died anyway.
Still got the kill anyway. All right.
Okay, well, that's... I don't know what that is, man. That's just...
Me neither.
That's embarrassing.
Insania says the lesson to be learned there is never give up.
Very inspirational.
Or that Toronto Tokyo's... Never mind.
Oh, no, finish that statement there, Austin. I'm sure everybody would like to hear what you were going to say.
Sounds like there are 2 clowns on Aurora.
Oh, okay. Wait, who's the other clown?
Ringmaster.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Who's the other one, though?
I'll tell you later. Insania and Boxy run into Nightfall. Not a hero they want to run into.
Ambitious Earth Splitter.
Attempted Earth Splitter, but it is not going to land. Liquid only have 3 heroes here, but they seem to be sticking around. They have a war to be played around, and a 3rd death, perhaps inbound. Here comes Siaban, though. Aphotic Shield to help him out. Escape back, trying to get him away. V-Tune still chasing after him. Stopped and killed. Oh, man, he was full agi, wasn't he?
Was not ready for that.
A laser underneath the Elder Titan Aura, half his HP gone in a second. Panto with the stomp, making a run for it. Maybe V-Tune can pick up that kill, but the important part for Aurora, they bail out their Tinker.
That is the power of this lineup behind him. They have a lot of saves, a lot of way to disjoint the fight. Just because you find this Tinker, it is not guaranteed you're going to kill him, especially with the translocate. Liquid need to really play around their ults well. Global Silence, Primal Split, try and get to BKBs, and you're going to be really confident going deeper in these fights.
Got a scan on Nightfall over here. They're not chasing.
I mean, global down, it's scary to go for these big team fights near towers. Your Soul pickoff is solid with the Cataclysm, Blink, Shackle, and the Shaman. So if you find heroes on these side lanes, it's kind of the go-to when your ults are down.
If you have the mana to Shackle.
That's true.
Boxy's working on that with an Aether Lens. Or Yules, rather. Yules. Okay. Always nice to have that against these barriers. Always nice to have against Abaddon, specifically in his ult. Okay.
Yeah, these two mids are neck and neck. They're both level 15. They're within 1,000 net worth of each other. Both leading the game. Both on their signature heroes.
A lot of parity to be had.
You will have a BKB on this Tinker soon, however. And this is another game where you have nothing to go through that other than Morphling finding him or his Global Silence. So I guess you have a little more than last time, but still no hard lockdown. And the Wisdom Shrines just ignored here from Aurora. They're going for the smoke play down mid. No Roshan to gain, though. Kind of an awkward time to make the smoke play to this part of the map.
Radiant's middle tower.
They just get a mid tower. Not quite for free. There's going to be some damage on bottom. Alacrity plus the Serpent Wards. The one thing Kiyotaka can't easily clean out.
Nisha instantly hunting top. Once Toronto Tokyo. Getting greedy on the way.
EMP Meteor going to be dropped on him with the Hex, making it easy. Covered by the Global Silence as well. Now Nightfall still runs in. The rest of his team is coming in from behind. So this is not a straightforward situation for Liquid. Nightfall already having to use his ultimate. Does get some of the heal back into play. While V-Tune cuts in and easily deals with that Elder Titan. And now with his ultimate gone, Nightfall is food. As Boxy holds him in with the shackles. He may have gotten off the Aphotic Shield, but it's not enough to get a kill, not enough to save himself. Liquid are gonna run down 4 heroes on Aurora, and they gave absolutely nothing. Triple kill for Nisha.
Just one by one. Everybody's trickling into this fight. You're not there together on the side of Aurora. The Tinker doesn't want to go in until the fight develops, and your supports just run straight into a Morphling on the side of the fight. Nothing for Aurora to gain there, as Liquid just outmaneuver them, outpace them around the map, and this Invoker is a problem. As much as Liquid aren't necessarily catching Tinker farming, Aurora cannot catch this Invoker around the map. They have very little ability to jump Nisha in this game. He is 6-0 and 9. 0 deaths so far. A perfect performance from him.
Sure you didn't get your wires crossed?
I never cross wires, Austin. Okay.
Just saying, that looks like a pretty prime candidate for a 17-1.
We'll see how this game ends.
It's got, what, mass moon shards in his quick buy on Insania? Man wants to carry.
Or he wants to retire very soon.
Kiyotaka.
Tinker on Tinker?
He has BKB, and they do not have an answer to that.
You need to try and scale and keep this game under control. Man, you gotta get some impact going from one of these other 2 cores, because so far the Abaddon Magnus have not pressured Liquid that much.
Yeah, this hero has not really done anything for them.
I was questioning why they really wanted it in the draft, because you look at Liquid's lineup, and they have so much kiting capability. Invoker is amazing versus hero. Outside of, okay, he can shield off your cold snap, but when you play these like team fight skirmish heavy games and there's a lot of targets to go on, Abaddon's not catching him. He's not shutting his damage down.
Yeah, he hates Ice Wall, he hates Tornado EMP.
Yeah, there are some spells, Deafening Blast. There's a lot that he doesn't like playing into. You can only use the shield every so often. The Brewmaster is pretty annoying for him. You ever get tossed in the air, especially after you ult. Global Silence can be annoying. Hex can be annoying. These cores are just food around the map right now. Aurora are crumbling.
At this point in time, it almost seems like Aurora's only play is Toronto Tokyo somehow gets a rebuttal whenever Boxy tries to make one of these moves. Yep, these next setups for the Cataclysm. Nisha, okay, getting a kill on Nisha would be massive, and they whipped him into the wheel. Do not tell me he's going to escape. All right, they had him in a corner. They're marching the machines. They'll march him down. Boxy is going to get a return kill on Mira. But
Shaman's getting fat.
The Menace is off the map. The first death of the game for Nisha, and 1,500 gold gained from it.
What a streak to claim. 1,000 gold straight to Kiyotaka, as he will now take the lead again. Pushing towards that level 20. Pushing towards that 17-2. But are you going to lose Tormentor here? With this super defensive, objective-oriented lineup, Tormentor going to Liquid is not what you want to see as Aurora. And a Silencer shard, extra insta-steal on the table.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
This next Roshan is super pivotal in this game. If it goes to Morphling, Liquid can really do some damage.
Nice pickup. If they can get him. Detection, Tusk's gonna go out. Killing the Silencer early is a good start.
Oh, yeah.
They knew that Liquid was on the Tormentor. They went straight to the Roshan, found a pick off thanks to the high ground ward that they had there, still have there. So good vision to just force Roshan.
Opposite trade of the first time around. Now it's Liquid scrambling to defend this. If they don't know this ward's here, they're going to get crushed by an RP.
Toronto Tokyo is setting up for it. The smoke, Liquid is not going through the staircase. They're going farther to the north, trying to make the jump into the Roshan pit from outside of the river area.
No BKBs available.
Tornado scouting things out. And get a little vision inside the pit with the illusions, with the Forge Spirits. They see Roshan is really not close to dying.
They're going to try and kill Insane again. They know he's coming back. They know he wants to get back to this fight. Are they a little too late?
Oh, if that ward had gone down just a little bit sooner, maybe they could still catch him if they do run straight up. Insania, I mean, props to him for running the long way around. He may still get caught, but he seems pretty aware of the possibility. Constantly glimmering himself.
He played that pretty well, as you can play it.
Yeah, it would be easy to just cheat through the secret shop area, which he would have died. Go through the river at some point, would have got caught there. Jump onto Nightfall. Cataclysm coming in. That's going to be the ultimate of Nightfall. Not much gain. Tornadoed up. V-Tune actually is going to be wheeled. Uh-oh. He's going to take a lot of damage. They 2 minutes to burst him down with the Earth Splitter. Now without their carry. Things are looking a little grim here for Liquid. Still trying to chase down heroes. They do get Panto off of it. Nightfall, Manta out of the wards, and will get back to safety under the river. Boxy on the side here can control heroes, but there's no damage. Not right now, not until Nisha shows up. Maybe now they'll be able to pick up Mira. Next up, Horn Toss into Skewer on 2, but Nisha with the Tornado, that's a problem. Kiyotaka, RP locking down 2. Toronto Tokyo, they finish off those 2s and retreat back to Insania, getting that kill as well. Nisha, last man standing for Liquid, healthy, but cannot do it alone.
Such an aggressive go on the Shaman. There is the idea though, right? You have this Hex breaks. If you go, you Hex this Abaddon, put the silences out there, you have a chance to burst Nightfall 100-0.
Oh yeah,
Can't do anything about it. Liquid went for that play, but he gets pulled out, forced out. The play gets botched, he gets his ult off, and then that fight is looking tough. Kiyotaka is just going to clean you up.
He can't do it alone, or maybe he can. Cataclysm Meteor comes in, big damage. They do manage to get the Aegis, but Nightfall loses it right away. Nisha delayed just long enough, but now he's going to be skewered back in. He might be food on the second life of Nightfall, surrounded by so many heroes. Boxy trying to throw the disables. Horn toss back into play, and Nisha will die. And now the chase continues. Aurora, they go from getting the Roshan to killing Nisha to now killing Boxy as well. Big pickup and a huge swing to the favor of Aurora.
such a tough lineup to fight into when you don't have BKBs to commit around these objective areas. You're just fighting into so much. Somebody's going to get stomped. Somebody's going to be under this VT Spirit. Someone's getting skewered. Everything that was going well for Liquid in this game was them finding pickoffs around the map, being able to start on big core targets. These 5-on-5 fights are still very difficult for their lineup. And I just have not felt the impact of this Brewmaster yet.
No, not at all.
He's just getting cleaned up with the lasers in the fight. Some of the Brewlings get killed super fast. Then you're left with half your ult. You're just walking around, you throw a boulder, like who cares? E-Blade done for Kiyotaka.
Nightfall just diving in there. Playing off the fact that he is Manta and his ult, and they baited out B2. They got him with a skewer back into the whip there. They had perfect chain stun. Liquid, I mean, they scramble out there with the primal split and everything, but they're not getting anything off of this. They are going to probably lose a lane of barracks unless Nisha can hold this. As he's the only one who can. Toronto Tokyo, can he find another opening? The man who once played on the same team and relied upon Collapse's Magnus is trying to do his best impression.
He's looking.
Horn toss after horn toss, the last target. If he could get Nisha, this would open up the entire base.
No primal split, no morphling.
Jump forward from Nightfall. Tornado intercepts and protects the back line. Nightfall kind of stuck here. Skewered back. They do manage to get Boxy. Boxy dropping the wards, knows he's dead.
The rest of the team got stomped. No ability to help.
Toronto Tokyo just keeps on finding these openings, pulling heroes out of position. Liquid cannot take the 5-on-5.
There's too many shields in this lineup. Everybody can bail each other out. There's no good targets to go on. Nisha trying to do something against this Tinker.
Will get a good amount of damage on him. BKB forced out. Nightfall will take the mid lane completely as Aurora back away. Resetting, going for more. Horn toss back in on Nisha. Toronto Tokyo knew that he had the money right there. Dropped the RP on him when it probably wasn't even necessary because he knows that Nisha is the only thing standing between them and the rest of the game.
He has found some really nice horn toss skewers here, straight into the whip every time. I don't mind that RP, honestly, because, like you said, Nisha is Liquid's whole game plan. I RP this Invoker every single time.
Yep.
Like, I don't care who else is in this game. RP Nisha. He's so high level, he's going to be dead for so long. Your RP's going to be back up by the time you fight anyway. You lose nothing.
And he's doing this against Instant Hex. He's doing this against Tornado. He's doing this against Global Silence. Right? Like, he's doing this without a BKB. He's finding these openings.
Liquid need to be more respectful of it and more on point. They want to try and turn this game around. Because they're just getting outplayed right now. And the items are starting to roll in for Aurora. This Tinker Abaddon got so much gold out of these sequences. You have a full Bloodthorn on Nightfall now.
Whew. That's a problem for V2.
And the double Force Staff from Aurora support duo has done a lot of work in this game. Force Staff is super strong versus Rasta Morphling Invoker, where when Boxy goes in, he's the majority of their lockdown. If this guy who's hexed or shackled gets Force Staffed, it disjoints their entire initiation. On top of that, you always have escape back. You always have a stomp. Yeah. There's too many targets to jump right now for Liquid. And you need this you need a BKB on V2. 100%. He is desperately trying to farm it up right now.
You should be able to have it before the next high ground push.
I should be level 20 as well. Extra stats.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
Aurora not going to wait for another Roche.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Seems like they're going to continue to use Nightfall to pressure Liquid and see if that makes an opening that Toronto Tokyo.
I mean, they have amp damage on Kiyotaka. He is going to bag and build up. This is a man's Tinker build right here.
Toronto Tokyo waiting on the side. What's that about?
You wouldn't know anything about this kind of Tinker gameplay, Austin. It's a man's. This ain't a boy's build.
Radiant top
Man's
scanning.
Tinker.
Man's Tinkerbell right here. Of course, he does need 9 more kills this game to be my prediction, so he does. You kind of need this to go on for a little bit longer. I like the tag in this game, though, because if you skewer someone in, just zap them down. Don't care about the global. It's going to be near instant. Might just pop this Morphling instantly.
Tornado gets there in time. Cataclysm revealed the fact that Aurora had backed away.
Oh, nice pickoff.
They find a pickoff as a result. Boxy's still fishing for more, but
Gotta keep finding pickoffs in this game. The 5v5s does not work for you, but the pickoff game has, and this will get you to your BKBs. The BKB for the Invoker should be done. Morphlings is also done. So this is your chance to come back in this game if you're Liquid. Abuse your BKB timing. Ignore a lot of the spell damage being thrown out. Ignore some of the ET power.
yeah, but the pickoffs is like they
Find
don't
Tinker, find
need
Mag.
to
Dire
split
are
up
scanning.
on Aurora.
Nope. Power of the Tinker.
Power the Tinker, power the fact they're ahead, and laying a barracks down. They've got a Radiance, Manta, Abaddon. You can also push in lanes like this.
I also think Saberlight's game being so okay is aggressive, but they got
They will get the pick off anyway.
a little trade-off. Slows the game down at least. So the fact Saberlight's game was so bad, he only now got level 18 for this level 3 primal split, and he never got to build faster auras in this game, which I think Liquid really would have benefited from. For example, pipe. They don't have a pipe in this game.
Yeah.
I think that feels terrible. You don't have an AC, or like he couldn't go greedier with a Manta and farm more to scale harder. He's just a Lotus or Panda. And the Lotus is good this game, but it's not great on this hero a lot of times.
Aurora, there is a Tormentor they can take while they wait for Roche.
That's true. Does not think they will mind taking it here. Continuing to build their lead. And BKBs are done for all the cores. They have the Magnus BKB, so your chance to counter Toronto Tokyo's fewer plays went down considerably. I think he will absolutely pop that BKB if he feels he has a chance to grab the Invoker. He might get greedy with other heroes, but if you see Nisha and you can just blink BKB, RP skewer him, you're only worried about this global.
Radiant
Yeah.
are scanning.
Insania's, he's got to use it at the perfect time.
Has to be on point in this game. Can bail out your cores, it can stop the Magnus initiation, and it can let you get your BKBs off.
It'd make his life a whole lot easier if Liquid were the ones starting the fight.
That's also very true. I think every engagement that has gone well for them has been Boxy starting. A couple of those have gone bad, but gotta believe in it. And the smoke coming through from Aurora, pushing down this mid lane. Someone has to respond. V-Tune, careful.
Yeah, you could die real quick. Deals with the creep wave.
Radiant's top
But
tower
Aurora,
under attack.
they're going to force Liquid back. They're just going to hit high ground at top.
Radiant's
I like this move. The Roche is up. You're making Liquid choose between their base and its objective right
Liquid
now.
chooses the Roche.
Couldn't fight this if you get an ET Spirit in here.
Coming back around, Aurora. They're going to be interrupted. Tornado comes through. Jump in, Horn Toss. Got the Shadow Shaman, and V-Tune died like that? What? Kiyotaka just did a massive burst of damage. Now Nisha in desperation inside the pit will manage to grab. Refresher, he didn't have all the space in the world. Managed to get that Aegis just in the nick of time and blink away, but being chased after. Tornado lands on 2. Cataclysm, turn around with the Refresher. He can drop some serious damage there. Kiyotaka down to half HP. Saberlight. Well, one
He's in
laser
trouble.
kind of ruins most of that. Meteor's going to be dropped on him. Kiyotaka, he's fine. He's protected by Nightfall. It's Saberlight who's likely to die here. Hopes to get the kill on Panto. Does manage to get that much at least, but he's not making it out of here. No way.
Zapped back down. Unstoppable for the Tinker. He was full Agi Austin. He was sitting on 950 HP and he got one shot by the Dagon with that Spirit coming through.
Tinker did 985 total damage to Morphling. That's all it took.
It was dagging to the face. Some extra magic amp. You know, he has ceremonial robe too. This is just not a game you can play that low because you die in the blink of an eye.
Was it the Elder Titan spirit inside the pit? Is how they have the vision?
He had spirit in the pit. The stomp was going out. Ooh. Just got daggoned off ceremonial robe plus spirit, lowering the resistance.
Yeah.
Pop.
You combine that with the AoE laser.
Yeah, he had 25 going in that fight.
Yeah. You get some clump. That laser bounces around, and it's doing the AoE at the same time. It's nasty.
Did get Aegis, though. That is a win for Liquid. They lost a lane for it, however. But the game continues. You're probably okay with this trade because all those spoils going to Aurora likely just auto ends this game. So not a bad trade for Liquid, all things considered. And they have that refresher shard to play with. They're super powerful in this Invoker. Also pushing towards level 25. Has some time with this Aegis to play with, looking towards a Hex. That would be a huge pickup here for Nisha as flies it in. No, he doesn't fly it. He does fly it. Okay. Full Hex done. Wow. Still pretty far.
Boxy desperate to get a pick off here or on this high ground ward. But if you're Aurora, there's, again, I feel like there's no need to separate.
You can let the Abaddon play alone. You can let the Tinker play alone. The rest of the team don't give up bad pickoffs. Should be happy just farming out this period a little bit. You always have these lanes that are pushing in too. Liquid likely have to respond to base pretty quickly. This is a very aggressive farm.
And he'll be punished for it, saved by the Aphotic Shields. The Meteor's still going to do a hefty amount of damage. Now Nisha baited. Boxy sitting here on the high ground though. Saberlight. Maybe he's going to be the target. Does have Primal Split.
Oh, the Morphling again.
Pulled him back in. Global Silence protects him though. V2 throwing what damage he can, but he can't deal with the pressure that Nightfall puts on him. He just has to BKB TP out. Primal Split's going to be used. Insania, Ogre Seal Totem over the cliff and gets whipped. That TP is the only one that gets canceled.
Nice lift on the Tinker. Should get Saberlight out of here. The botched go from Liquid. Getting baited. And Aphotic Shield sitting behind the support. Lucky to get out with everybody there.
The duo still on the hunt.
Oh yeah, you have to keep hunting this game.
Look at him force-staffing the creep, trying to get him to crack open that base a little bit quicker.
Hanging the amp damage top. Love that rune here. Tinker TP's right in front of Nisha's base.
Oh god, they had the tornado. He gets away. Kiyotaka, I don't know if he knew how close he was to death there. A Hex would spell the end of him. Instead, he gets the other side of the map, puts pressure on V2. With this amp damage, Kiyotaka is going to be hexed. And now, well, the relocate gets him away from the Meteor for a little bit and finally chased him down, activates BKB. With the E-Blade BKB, he's able to TP out. Now the rest of Aurora are here. Skewer on in, trying to put the position of Kiyotaka. He got hexed though when he jumped on in, still protected by his translocator though. He's going to be okay. He'll clear this out pretty easily. There goes Saberlight. Kiyotaka survives contact with the enemy. And now Liquid left with only 3 up. The Aegis about to expire, and Aurora pushing down that final lane.
This is a nightmare of a lineup to play into in the late game. Especially on Morphling, to be honest. The amount that can instant pop you. You only have this one BKB to work with, it's just miserable. So many saves as well. No easy targets.
And once again, the Brewmaster just looks like food. Kiyotaka can finish him off.
He's thinking about it.
Glimmer Cape protects him.
It's just Megas. No
and
fight.
It is going to be Megas. Oh, he's gone. He walked forward at half HP. Are you serious?
See you later.
Brother, you just watched half your HP get chunked earlier. Toronto talking. The refresh. Global Silence goes out. They get the Hex on him, trying to punish. The barriers will not protect him here. Mira a bit late there on the escape back to puts himself in a nasty spot. Takes a lot of damage. Does manage to get away, though. Ogre Seal Totem protecting him. Teleport coming in, though. Nisha is going to chase after these heroes. He's under a ward sentry, though. He knows it.
They used Refresher Shard on that play. But they do get the successful Hex on the mag jump in. No BKB early. Toronto Tokyo refreshed for that as well. Could have had a massive game-ending RP.
Oh! Again, just a second late to catch Kiyotaka. Granted, he doesn't have the Shadow Shaman with him, so no chance of stopping his BKB.
I mean, he is 12-2, Austin.
He is.
I would say Liquid is one bad team fight away from losing this game. Some might say Rampage away from losing this game. You know, I was not a math major, but 12 plus 5, Austin. I'll let you do the math.
I'll wait for chat to let me know.
What will you do if this game ends in a Kiyotaka Rampage?
Say congratulations to Kiyotaka? I don't know.
I accept that.
Spotlight. Oh!
He has Arcane Blink, by the way. This is where you just say good luck. I mean, 3.6-second blink.
All you can do is contain him for a couple of seconds. The Kiyotaka will break free.
All right, you didn't have to chaos him, though.
Take your gem.
You didn't have to chaos him, though. A little unnecessary.
You're a little salty about that, huh?
I mean, it's okay. It's okay. He's about to be level 30 in this game. There's the buyback from the Shaman. See what Liquid can do here. That Invoker base defense is still super strong.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
He also got Whisper of the Dread, so more spelling for Nisha, super valuable here.
Yeah, he's going to need every bit he can get. Bots 2 is his next item to try and follow Boxy around when he's ninja gearing out into the map. But you may not get that opportunity.
Yeah, they're just waiting for Toronto Tokyo's refresher. Look, 6 seconds.
Oh, God. V-Tune, gotta be careful. They're still gonna be able to horde toss on too. Global Stance is gonna have to be used. Saberlight barely gets off the primal split.
What can you do with this?
The Brewlings don't really do much at all for you. Boxy tries to make the jump on a Panto, missed that jump, now gets punished by Nightfall. No way out.
That's a dieback on the Shaman.
It's gonna be one dead already with the primal split halfway burned through. Not really getting much done here. Chasing after Kiyotaka, dropping the Cataclysm. It doesn't do much. Most of these heroes well above half HP. V-Tune pushed back into the wheel while they deal with Nisha. Laser down. Now he turns his attention to the Morphling. That's another one gone. And with that, Kiyotaka Tinker ends with a score of 12-2.